Before the world knew civilization, long before the British arrived, long before the scramble for Africa, before the word Nigeria was ever whispered into existence, there was a people who built cities of light, crafted kingdoms of balance, and designed a social system so advanced, it made sure no one walked alone. This is the story of a civilization that planned tomorrow, before others understood today. A people whose influence stretches from Lagos to Salvador, from Ife to Havana, from Oyo to New York. Before we dive into the main story, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell notification button for more interesting videos like this. This is the Yoruba Blueprint. In the heart of West Africa, long before colonial definitions of politics and economics, the Yoruba built a society rooted in collective strength. They practiced aho and asusu, sophisticated communal banking systems where wealth was shared, grown, and reinvested. Women traders, the Ialojas, governed markets with wisdom and unmatched authority. The people believed, a community where one person suffers together. This was not charity. It was governance. A social welfare model centuries ahead of its time. As Europe struggled through medieval wars, the Yoruba built cities of order and philosophy. Ife, birthplace of kings. Oyo Isle, one of Africa's greatest empires. Ijebu-Ode, home of Sungbo's Eredo, a defensive structure so vast, it rivals the Great Wall of China in scope. Their artistry stunned European scholars. Bronze heads so lifelike, so masterfully created, that some claimed they couldn't possibly be African. But they were. And they still are. Cut to a council meeting. The Yoruba political system was a marvel of checks and balances, the Oba as king, the Oyo Messi as advisors, the Ogboni as guardians of justice. A monarchy, moderated by democracy. When modern Nigeria emerged from colonial rule, Yoruba visionaries took the forefront. Archival footage of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. They championed free education, federalism, and social welfare. Their cooperative models shaped Nigeria's banking. Their political structures inspired the very foundations of state governance. Yoruba culture became a heartbeat of the nation, from music to film, from fashion to language. Their leadership in religious, academic, and civil organizations cemented their place as architects of modern Nigerian identity. But the Yoruba story is not confined to West Africa. Through tragedy and resilience, it crossed oceans. In Brazil, Yoruba religion became Candomblé. In Cuba, it evolved into Santeria. In the Caribbean, it took shape as Ifa and Orisa worship. Across the Americas, Yoruba philosophy survived the unimaginable and blossomed. Show modern temples in New York, Havana, Salvador. Even after centuries, the drums of Sango, the waters of Umoja, the wisdom of Orunmila, did not die. They simply found new homes. Cut to African Americans wearing traditional attire, Brazilians dancing in Bahia, Ifa worshippers in Europe. From music to art, from organizing to resistance movements, Yoruba descendants shaped the cultural backbone of the Black Atlantic. Today, Yoruba names echo across continents. Their language is studied in world universities. Their political models are revisited by African leaders. Their spirituality connects millions seeking identity, strength, and truth. But a new chapter is unfolding, quietly, powerfully. Show young diaspora Africans returning to Nigeria, Ifa temples opening abroad, global festivals celebrating Orisa culture. A global Yoruba renaissance is rising, in art, politics, spirituality, culture, and identity. Across oceans, millions are rediscovering a civilization that never truly disappeared. It is calling them back, guiding them, gathering them. The screen fades to black. Drums beat slowly. But the question remains. What happens when the Yoruba unite as a global force again? And what destiny awaits Africa when the ancient blueprint finally returns? They say civilizations are born, rise, decline, and fade. But the Yoruba were never meant to disappear. For in their oldest stories lies a prophecy, one whispered by Babalawos, carried by kings, and guarded by spirits older than memory itself. An Ifa divination tray spins slowly under a beam of golden light. It is the prophecy of the 8 crowns. According to ancient Ifa verses, the Yoruba world would endure 3 great seasons: a season of unity, a season of scattering, and a season of return. Visuals of Oyo Empire rising, the slave trade scattering, descendants modern diaspora awakening. The prophecy foretold that when the children of Oduduwa are spread across oceans, their culture buried beneath foreign dust, the earth itself will summon them back. Ifa divination markings appear on screen. And in that time of return, 8 crowns would awaken. The Yoruba world is built on 8 sacred pillars, 8 realms tied to 8 eternal crowns. Each crown represents a power, a principle, a destiny. The crown of wisdom, Alife. The spiritual heart. Home of creation. Seat of Orumala's eternal knowledge. The crown of empire, Oyo. Strength. Leadership. Military genius. The force that once shaped West Africa. The crown of wealth, Ijibu. Commerce, diplomacy, strategy. Masters of trade from ancient times. The crown of guardians, Egba. Courageous keepers of the forest and the ancestral road. The crown of the waters, Alaj and Ijibu waterside. The ocean gatekeepers. Children of Yamoja. Protectors of migration paths. The crown of the hills, Ekiti. Scholars of philosophy, medicine, and ancient law. The crown of the warriors, Ondo. The iron-blooded defenders tied to Oya, Ogun, and Shango. The crown of the diaspora, the scattered ones. Brazil. Cuba. Trinidad. Haiti. The United States. The Caribbean. Europe. The prophecy says the diaspora crown will be the spark, for it carries memories preserved in foreign lands, waiting to ignite the ancient fire. In the last decades, something extraordinary has happened. Footage of diaspora visitors arriving in Nigeria, Ifa temples in New York, Afro-Brazilian festivals honoring Yoruba deities. In Brazil, thousands march in honor of Yamoja. In Cuba, Yoruba chants fill the night. In America, Ifa temples rise where once there was silence. Young Africans reclaiming traditional names. Cultural festivals exploding across Europe. DNA ancestry tests reuniting families separated for centuries. The children of Oduduwa are returning, not only to a land, but to an identity. Kings, Obis, gather in different palaces. Crowns shimmer under torchlight. Across Yoruba land, ancient thrones once threatened by time are awakening. Obis, once divided by colonial boundaries, are forming alliances unseen for generations. A conclave of royal leaders. Traditional councils reconvening. They speak of unity. Of heritage. Of destiny. Just as the prophecy foretold. And now, for the first time in history, the Yoruba people are rising simultaneously in Africa, the Americas, the Caribbean, and Europe. They are becoming what the prophecy described, a nation without borders. A people without limits. A family returning from the winds of the world. But every prophecy has 2 sides. For the awakening of the 8 crowns is both a blessing and a test. Ifa Odiyu Osa Meiji appears. Osa Meiji warns that unity brings power, but division brings ruin. The world is changing. Africa is changing. And the Yoruba stand at the center of a turning point that could remake the destiny of nations. And so the 8 crowns awaken. The drums grow louder. The children return. The kings rise. The world watches. But the greatest question remains. When the 8 crowns finally unite, what power will they unleash? And who, or what, will try to stop them? Want more stories like this? Hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our story, because it's just getting started.